Hi Venki, how are you doing?
Hi Senthil, I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Doing excellent, Venki. Venki, so there is a lot happening in the
Yeah,
meta world. I'll just
correct.
quickly share my screen. I saw this news that Mark Zuckerberg just declared war. I think this came during May month, right? What he's saying is their vision is infinite creative. That is their vision.
Yeah,
Anyways, coming to the main things from a layman standpoint, right? I'm asking this question. What
correct.
I've understood is that over a recent period, there has been a lot of talk about reduction in ROAS. And I also heard there was some update that happened in Meta. So,
Yeah.
what is this update about?
Senthil, so this Meta is actually continuously testing from the last 4 5 months. Even from the last December, they released a white paper about this, algorithm change. So what usually brands do, right? So brands usually test with, simple one or two, three creatives, and they're in different multiple campaigns. So now after this update, December, last 3 4 months, lots of articles about the Meta Andromeda update is continuously happening. People are talking, lots of press releases, videos, people are talking, right? But what we observed, right, majority of the brands are actually they are seeing decline in the return on ad spend, Senthil. So why? Because actually, even though they're one of the best performing campaigns, Advantage Plus campaigns are now actually started declining the return on ad spends. So the reason is actually this algorithm change is actually affecting the return on ad spends. Why? Because lots of creative changes. So Meta is actually testing heavily on the return on ad spends based campaign, and the creative is actually plays a major role. So there are two three things is actually very important. One is creatives. Second
Mhm.
is how you are, because sometimes brands do interest based targeting and different 4 5 set of campaigns and everything. Now even a single set of one single campaign is actually brands are able to see 7 ROS, 8 ROS. Now those campaigns are actually moving to 3 ROS. If they are getting 3 to 4 ROS, is actually on an average they're seeing this heavy decline Senthil. So that is the very important thing. And the article also talking about how Meta is testing the creatives. So previously brands try with 3 to 5 creatives. They start with headlines, description, sometimes small change and everything. But now Meta is expecting different formats of creatives, not with statics. So you need to run with say product comparison ads, or if you're running any heavy call to action, or so you should not focus on heavily on creative based campaign, but you need to focus on, it should not reflect like ad, so people should get benefit. So that's what we call it as personalization in the campaign. So one is heavy creative volume is required, so you need to test with more creatives continuously. You should not stop 3 to 5 creatives. At least per month you need to test at least 10 to 15 types of different variations, because you are targeting very broad level of audience. So that is one thing. And second is you need to club the campaigns. So rather than running different set of different interest set of campaigns, so you need to run very one or two broad campaigns, evergreen campaigns. Rest all campaigns you can test with scaling basis based on your numbers. And third is your pixels are very signals are very important, because these ads are very personalized ads. You need to show to people different set of personalization. So the conversion API campaigns or signals, so those things are very important. So basically the broader campaigns and good creative volume and proper videos, and the last thing is your signals, the measurement. So all these things are very important touch points.
See, previously, what I know is that when we are when we are kickstarting a e-commerce store, we'll be uploading the creatives based on the various offers and all those things. We'll be setting up targeting. For example, a Mumbai age 18 to 25 male audience or female audience interested in sports or running or whatever, right? Those things. If I'm running an ad for a shoe, basically. So those are the targetings which I'll be setting, and we'll be kicking off the ad campaign. First, we'll be doing some A/B tests on creatives, and then slowly we'll increase
Yeah,
the spends wherever there's a better conversion that's coming up. This is what we used to do.
we used to
Now
do.
that is a manual thing which we used to do a decade ago.
Correct.
That this Advantage Plus came in. Now, what is that Advantage Plus?
So how in your Google like Performance Max campaign, in Meta also we have this, Advantage Plus campaign. So Advantage Plus audience is actually Meta, identified. So you give me everything. You don't restrict me. I will take care of your needs. Say for example, for optimizing for conversion campaign, you are running Advantage Plus shopping. So you give me products, you give me the videos, you give me the location, target audience, and the price what you are setting up. So we need to give those mechanism to Meta. So Meta will take care of everything. So that's what we call it as Advantage Plus campaign. And the previous 90 days, 120 days, right? So whosoever running the Advantage Plus shopping campaigns, most of the brands are affected with this update, Andromeda update. And brands will continuously face problem even in the future, because most of the brands are festival time. Say for example, every brand they have peak season, right? So September to January they have peak season. So because of this update compared to last year and this year, so brands are actually continuously affecting the ad spends, return on ad spends. So even the best performing campaigns for majority of the e-commerce brands are your Advantage Plus, we call it as ASC, Advantage Plus shopping campaign. So those campaigns are continuously affected. So what Meta is recommending is now to overcome the situation, you need to give more signals to the Advantage Plus campaign. One is if you are targeting specific location, you give me those centric specific location specific creatives, or different video formats. Give more reels with musics. So the 9:16 format, and Meta keep on sending those instructions to the agencies that run with a very broader level audience. Don't restrict the audience, and give more video formats, and run heavily on reels.
When we add more and more interest level, more targeting, the quality of the traffic will be better. That is the intention, right? That's the reason we are adding the interest level and zeroing in on the right audience. Now, if Meta wants us to simply just open up, then a lot of money will be wasted, right? Or is it like the ad cost? See, because on one side, I've heard that ad cost is going up year on year, at least 10%, 20% ad cost is going up.
Yes.
And on the other side, if you are reducing the targeting, because the more and more targeting you are setting, the ad cost will go up, right? Because it has to zero in on few audience. When the audience availability is low, means to reach that sample, that particular focus group audience, then you have to pay more. That is the norm, right?
Correct.
But then when you open up, then the cost should go down, right? But is there any cost benefit coming out of this, or there's nothing on that?
So one side is right, if you are moving to interest based to creative level optimization, so Meta will, based on your creative, so Meta will identify the target audience. Say for example, entire Mumbai city, I want to target only, say, baseball, those who are loving baseball, target, right? So Meta identify the certain groups based on the creatives, and it targets those audience. So we don't want to restrict the interest or behavior based audience. So you give me the creatives. So Meta, we have that CPM restrictions and everything, right? Frequency capping and everything. So from that option, we can still use a frequency setting, but at least the initial say 1 month period, right? You need more data. For that period, don't restrict anything. So based on the creatives, it will automatically perform. The campaign will perform. And CPM basically, whenever you target broader audience, your CPM rate continuously reduce, so you no need to worry about that. So that is the reason the bidding strategy also, we are focusing on maximize conversion and highest volume based campaign. So that will actually eventually come down. Even though you see smaller brands, right, Senthil, they don't worry about more campaign. They just run, even small business or medium business, there's 1 or 2 campaigns. Those campaigns perform really better. Why? Because they are not restricting anything, and Meta takes care of everything. So that is the benefit of this campaign. And again, sometimes you need to continuously test your add to cart and the funnel. Those exercises anyways we need to do on the backend side, so that you can avoid the returns and other junk audience. So those just backend we need to do CRO level, but the front end level, Meta takes care of these signals and everything, creatives. That's what. So 3 things. One is conversion, second is creatives, and third is your Advantage Plus campaign. This very important.
Okay. One of the pointers you mentioned, signals. What is that? How do people increase the signals back to Meta? because looks like see, when on one side you are saying you need to get a lot of creatives done, lot of videos, lot of reels, everything done on one side, and they are uploading it, and then you are giving access for Meta to the website also, like what we do
Yeah.
in Google Shopping
Yeah.
ads,
Yeah.
where the merchant, the feed is being given, so they'll be able to crawl the store, understand what are all the products, and they'll be able to match, and they'll be able to run the ad on one side. In this, signals means what? Is it like the usual, like the cookies and giving this thing back to Meta about the user journey and all, or what is that signal?
Yeah, correct, Senthil. So you are talking about match rate. So same way, the backend conversion API, we call it as match rate. So previously, most of the brands, what they do is they run browser pixel implementation. Normally, wherever Chrome, browser pixel implementation, if they go to multiple websites, A, B, C, right, these placements continuously track. If anyone added to cart but not purchased through Meta Audience Network, we target those placements, right? But now through server to server side tracking, what happened? So Meta gives this match rate in the conversion API. So if your match rate is 90% or above 100%, so that you are able to reach quality audience. So it is for add to cart match rate, your page view match rate, your initiate checkout match rate, and the final purchase match rate. And through server side implementation, you are able to give more data to Meta. And apart from healthcare, because healthcare we don't have that option, to push data to Meta, but through ROS based e-commerce stores, shopping campaigns, those brands are still able to give more data to Meta, so that if anyone added to cart, I am able to identify those audience and show ads to those similar lookalike, right? So those options are available. So we call it as CAPI, conversion API implementation. So brands should focus on, rather than normal conversion implementation, brands should move to CAPI implementation. So that actually support this Andromeda update, because this is again one of the important thing brands should look immediately, so that they can avoid those, a drop further. Because after 6 months or 1 year, so Meta's main role is to focus heavily, invest on AI, and advantage different campaigns. So no more manual setups, no more interest. This CAPI implementation is very much important. The brand should focus on implement to get more, benefits, and match rate should be at least 90% to 100% is very, very important. Yeah.
If this is the case, if everything is getting automated, won't there be any manual intervention needed? Because what if the product goes out of stock, or maybe as a store owner, I don't want to, for a particular week, there is too much of inventory on one particular product type category. So maybe I want to push it more. I want to reduce certain things. That's the reason the manual thing helps. You have total control on the campaign, on the category level, subcategory level. A lot of things will be there. But now, if this is the case, is there any other option given? Have you seen it, or that you can share?
So the automation already we have Shopify or WooCommerce, we have this Meta product catalog or direct integration. If any products are going to out of stock, we won't get showed in the live Meta ad campaigns. So if anyone using manual setup through XML feed or Excel Google Sheet upload, so they need to immediately shift to automation, product feed automation. We have a Shopify direct plugins available, Facebook plugins available, Shopify to Meta. Similar way for Google as well, but here we are talking Meta. So those automations will help them to avoid, because you can create more rules also there, high performing category and best ROAS category. So those catalog sets you can create in your Meta Commerce Manager, and you can automate. And similar way like Google, you have that option in Meta also. You can convert static images into video now, so that brands can focus on more, rather than statics. They can focus on dynamic product video campaigns also. So that will help them to get better ROAS. So basically, the automation plays a major role. Yeah.
Okay. See, and also this DCO, right? Quite a lot of long time, this has been mentioned in a lot of these, the dynamic creatives optimization and stuff. Is that different from what these guys are now trying to do? Because this is also like a dynamic optimization, which AI is automatically doing without any intervention. Probably before it was some other methodology, or is it same?
Correct. No. So the dynamic creative optimization previously, So they may change some headlines in the creative dynamically, say different
Okay.
offers or different, headlines or different descriptions, frames of different products. Those we call it as dynamic creative optimization. Now this update, Andromeda update, what actually Meta is looking for is you give me different format of ads. Don't change the autom
Mm.
dynamically create text or description. You give me
Okay.
UGC ad, you give me partnership ad, you give me one demo comparison ad, right? So I will take care of who need to show what, right? Say for example, if I need to show some influencer skincare ad to some relevant audience, so I can use that influencer audience. And if I need to show some other variation of ad, so that I will decide. That's how the algorithm also currently designed. We can see that screenshot, what the white paper they shared, right? Personalization is now actually moving properly, Senthil. So the creative personalization is actually
Mhm.
playing major role. So that is continuously will happen. You need to give, say, 10 to 15 different formats, because sometimes people talk, why I need to give this much format, but this will help the algorithm to decide whom need to show what, create video format. So that's the difference between the DCO and this different
Mhm.
variation of creation. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
how does this benefit the user perspective? I know from an agency and from a
yeah.
advertiser standpoint we are speaking, but as a user of Meta, how is this going to be helpful?
So, what actually user need is now, right? See, Meta also sends survey to users. Is this ad relevant to you? Are you able to? Are you okay to see this kind of ads in future? Can we show? Lots of surveys Meta is continuously sending to users also after purchase, right? And second is you can see lots of people are also seeing in real time update. If you want to see, if I purchased, say, black color T-shirt, I liked, clicked that advertise call to action button. Similar brands also showing the same product to me with less price, even though with the same product cost, right? So the profit margins also, brands need to think, because it's not like, if I'm getting 6x to 10x ROS, the same product, you need to think better creative optimization. Otherwise, so your other brands will take care, and product quality also very, very important. So, because that will affect again your page score also. If your page score is, lots of people are complaining about return policies and everything, what will happen? Your page will be banned. You cannot advertise. So you need to focus on quality, product quality, and also you need to focus on this, proper video campaigns and everything that will help, user to get better benefits. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, that's very interesting, Venki. Now, as a advertiser, right? What should the what should be the advice to the customers or the clients that
Yeah.
we should be giving in with regards to this Andromeda update?
Yeah. So, uh, basics are very, very important. You cannot, just go and try different things immediately. So what you need to immediately, three things are very, very important. First is, if you are running a advantage plus campaigns, you need to shift to, dynamic creative formats. So try to run with, create more variations of creative. Don't run with, statics. Try to create more dynamics in the creatives. Try with different formats. If you are able to do, try partnership campaigns, try UGC, but run conversion campaign. Don't use your page. Try to run with your page, because sometimes, user go and check your page followers and lots of
Correct.
signals also there in the page, right? So that is very important. Creative volume is very, very important. Second is your conversion tracking is very, very important. So if you are running conversion campaigns, browser based pixel, try move to CAPI, conversion API based campaign. And third is try to, don't run 15 campaigns with lower budget. Say sometimes, brands do 300 rupees test budget, 500 rupees budget. You won't get, because the audience size is very huge, right? So what you need to do is just optimize your campaign structure, run with, only three campaigns, because your remarketing campaigns and other add to cart abandonments campaigns will anyways perform better. So how you scale, you need to reach your new prospect campaigns, right? For that, don't create more campaigns, at least maximum 2 to 3 campaigns. Give more variation based on your performing creatives. Try to scale with the different campaigns. So one evergreen campaign you need to run, another 2 3 campaigns with more creative variations you need to focus. And budgets are very very important. So don't stop the campaigns within, say if 7 days not performing, don't stop. At least give enough space, because AI need more and more data to understand. Sometimes brands pause, say if I'm not getting 10 50 conversions, I need to pause and create new campaigns. Don't do that. Give enough time. At least 14 days is enough time. So try to give that time, and that will perform. So three things: one is campaign structure, second is creative volume, third is your conversion, server to server tracking setup is very very important. This will be resolved. So that's what most of the advertisers are doing. Most of the brands also talking, all three things. These 3 points are very very important for the brands.
Okay. I think one of our
Yeah.
client, I don't want to mention their name here, but it's a wearables brand. So what we have seen right before they joined, they were stuck at, I think it was declining. Probably they were also getting affected by this, but after we onboarded, I think we followed the same
Yes.
methodology that you just mentioned. Our creative
Yes.
labs team got a lot of videos done.
Correct.
We generated a lot of image to through AI. We
Yeah.
converted into a lot of videos, UGC style videos and all. After uploading, I think they were stuck at 15-20 lakhs, and then now they are doing, I think, more than 50
Eh,
lakhs, Venki, right? In
Yeah. Yeah.
a
70,
couple
80
of
lakhs
months.
there. Yes.
70 to 80 lakhs,
Yeah.
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 So which is
Yeah.
a great thing. I think this update, like you mentioned, it's not like a sudden update that
Correct.
just happened a week ago. So what I have understood is that it's been happening over the last 10 months, but now it has reached the peak, where in the last 1 or few weeks probably this has hit the
Yes.
peak. And
Yes.
for India, it is actually the Diwali time, like US for the holiday
Correct.
season coming up, the Black
Correct.
Friday too.
Correct.
I think it's
Black
going to
Friday.
be a very it's going to be a challenging situation. I think what advertisers can do now is and also the clients, to show some patience with the marketers, because like Venki mentioned, if you keep on tampering that, because that particular ad is not perform, immediately knocking it down and trying to do that, that will actually affect it further. So rather, the strategy which I've learned from you, Venki, is that keep at least one evergreen campaign, and then the other
Yes.
campaigns can be dynamically optimized campaigns, but
Correct.
load it
Correct.
with a lot of images. So looks
Yes.
like it's going to be the game of who is giving more data to Meta
Mm.
in terms of their products. The more you give, the more you receive.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be, so it's not going to be a usual manufacturer
Yes,
pictures
sir.
you download and upload that MIS. It's not going to work. It needs to be high quality
Correct.
also, because a Meta is going to learn from these images and videos, and it's going to based on that content, it's going to map it to the audience interest and run the campaigns. So you know it's going to be a very interesting next 2-3 months how things are panning out on that. Anyways,
Yes, Santa.
thanks, Venki. Thanks for sharing
Thank you,
your
Santa.
quick insight. We'll do
Thank
more
you,
of
Santa.
these industry updates in a while. Yeah,
For
thank
sure.
you so much.